Game time. Put me in, coach. Today we're talking about LeBron James going into triple overtime with the Sacramento Kings. What's going on with my Lakers? Plus, we're also going to talk about that rematch between Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James. Who got the best of who? Then we're going to move right along to Steph Curry receives a technical foul. Let's see what happened as a result of that technical foul. But before we get into that, what I need you guys to do for me is hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video like an assist, because here we are talking basketball. So you're going to get game analysis, commentary, and most importantly, I'm going to cover the biggest headlines in the world of basketball. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video. Number one, we are talking about the Sacramento Kings going into triple overtime. First of all, what are my Lakers doing in triple overtime with the Sacramento Kings? Well, this is that dangerous part of the season, the beginning of the season, where teams are still trying to figure out what to do. Now, this is not me making an excuse for my Lakers, because I'm a little embarrassed that my Lakers are even in overtime. This should have been a blowout. But what I recognize from looking at the stat sheet is aronFox and Buddy Hield went crazy. But Buddy Hield was not an amazing three-point shooter that night. He only went 3 for 13. Now, the real guy, the real action happened with aronFox. He looked unguardable. He had 34 points and 8 assists. If we could have somehow traded aronFox and Buddy Hield instead of Russell Westbrook, now we talking. But just to get Buddy Hield instead of Russell Westbrook, I still don't see that. I still don't see that that would have been a better trade. The real problem here is the coaching, and it's our guard defense. So every time a team has a great night, it's usually because of one of the guards, whether it's the point guard or whether it's the shooting guard. So our defense has to get much better. Now, we can't ask LeBron to play defense on their best player and be the sole decision maker for the offensive side of the ball. That's just too much to ask anybody. And LeBron is in year 19. Now, I know a lot of people don't think that LeBron is on the decline or that LeBron is still way up. He's not. There's plays that I saw where LeBron would have actually slam dunked himself, but instead he went for a layup. So I understand that he's actually using his smarts. He's using his body positioning to actually score the basket. Who said, well, you know, LeBron is just shooting so many threes, and oh my gosh, what's going on with LeBron? Well, the reason LeBron is taking those threes is because he's realizing that, hey, I can play longer. It's much easier to shoot a three than it is to drive, get fouled. The NBA has changed. Steph Curry has changed the way we all see the game. If you don't believe me, check out all of the video games. Check out all of the highlights. You're going to see a lot of people shooting three-point shots. LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart, they get to match up again. They get to go at it again. This time, there was no violence. But Isaiah Stewart scored 5 points, whereas LeBron scored 33 points, had 9 assists, and he had 5 rebounds. I would say that's a great game. But the fact that we only beat the Pistons by 3 points is a very big deal. Coach Vogel, what are you doing? Why do our strategies suck so much that we're struggling to beat teams we should blow out? I get it. Cade Cunningham, the #1 draft pick. But Cade did not have a great night. 15 points, 11 rebounds, but he only had about 2 or 3 assists. That's not very good for a guy that you expect to be your point guard, because what he should be doing is distributing the ball, making sure that everybody else is eating, not just Jerry and Grant. Something needs to be done with those Pistons. Isaiah Stewart has 5 points and 6 rebounds. So again, this makes me think, what type of player does Isaiah Stewart really want to sell himself as? What does he want people to know him for? Is it defense? Is he a Draymond Green type of player? LeBron definitely won this battle on the score, on the stat sheet, and in the win column. Isaiah Stewart, 5 points. Well, let's say it this way. They only lost by 3 points. So if Isaiah Stewart scores 10 to 15 points, maybe the Pistons win. Steph Curry is one of the most exciting players in the NBA right now. When he received the tech, I was shocked, because how can you give a technical foul to the one of the faces of the NBA? No one is going to be watching a Stephless Warriors team play, because we all want to see how many threes Steph Curry is going to knock down. He knocked down 7 in this game. He was 7 for 13. He was splashing all over the place. He was making guys look silly. As I said before, Steph Curry is the best shooter we've ever seen. Now, the reason that's important is because when Steph Curry gives you a hesitation, you have to go for it. You have to, because if you don't, he's going to make sure that he steps back on you and then shoots the shot. Whereas we can see in these highlights that he's actually knocking these shots down all net. Most of his shots are actually all splash. So when it comes to playing against a Steph Curry, I'm not sure what you can do defensively, because Steph Curry is amazing. Early pick for MVP. 2 questions. How do you guys feel about LeBron James being fined for that obscene gesture? And how do you guys feel about Steph Curry actually receiving a tech? Comment under this video. Also, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another Put Me In Coach video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.